Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the Loyal 3. It's a deck I was pretty excited for when Shrouded Fables came out. I love dark decks. I've been a huge fan of Darkrai my entire life. It's probably my favorite mythical Pokemon. Not in this deck. This deck does take inspiration from Azul. Thank you, sir, for putting it out. And let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. We're running a 2-2-2-1 line of the Loyal 3. Okidogi, Munkidori, Pecharunt, and Fezandipiti. I think those are the Pokemon that are really going to focus down. In Azul's video, he said he really used Darkrai, so I kind of took it out. But I also don't know that I like Darkrai in the deck, and I don't know that Darkrai V-Star right now has a place. It definitely has the ability to get certain cards back, but after testing not just the Loyal 3, but multiple decks with Darkrai V-Star, I have learned that Darkrai V-Star doesn't come in as handy as I would like. Getting on top, we have the Okidogi. We're not going to be using its first attack almost ever. Not going to go over it, but for Dark Colorless, we have Chain Crazed. Does 130, and then another 130 if it's poisoned. So that's 260, but we're also going to be using the Binding Mochi. More on that later. We also have Munkidori with its Oh No You Don't ability. When this Pokemon is KO'd, as long as Pecharunt EX is on the field, on your side of the field I should say, Munkidori costs one less prize card. So essentially, Munkidori gets knocked out, Pecharunt is obviously going to be on the field, and Munkidori only costs one prize card. They only take one prize card is kind of what I'm getting at. We also have the Pecharunt, who's kind of the linchpin of this deck, believe it or not. With its Subjugating Chains ability, you can switch a dark Pokemon from your bench to your active. That Pokemon is now poisoned, which is kind of nice, because we are going to be able to use, again, Binding Mochi on Okidogi and Munkidori. We also have, for Dark, Irritated Burst. 60 for each prize card your opponent has taken. It's very similar to Charizard in that way. I've seen decks that run the Charizard line in this, and I'm not opposed to it. Maybe we'll put that out. We also have the Fezandipiti EX with its Flip the Script ability. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's turn, you can draw 3 cards. But you can't use more than one Flip the Script. It's very similar to the Pidgeot in that way. You can't use more than one Quick Search in a turn. You can't use more than one Flip the Script in a turn. We're also running the Mew, Squawkabilly, and Radiant Greninja. Excellent draw support. Squawkabilly is fantastic. The first turn, you're going to be able to get everything up and rolling. Tatsugiri, man, I like Tatsugiri in this, because we're going to be able to put it up front, search our top 7 cards for a supporter, and then we're going to use Pecharunt's ability and put an attacker up front. It's basically a free supporter search, and that's always good. Azul used Cobalion. I think it's great. It's going to give your when you attack dark Pokemon, you do 30 more damage. So you're going to be able to get extra damage out on, say, something like a Charizard, or you're going to be able to get something like Munkidori, or any of those other Pokemon. You're going to be able to get those with that extra damage and not really have to worry about stuff. Running a 4-4-2-1 line, I added a Penny because Azul said it, but I also have found that bench space is kind of needed in this particular deck. The Penny is going to come in, be able to scoop up one of our basic Pokemon. All of our Pokemon are basic right now. And we're not going to have to worry too much about it. I like the 4-4 of Iono and Janine. I might bring Janine down to 3. I haven't played enough with it to say that, but I like that count, and of course you can't go wrong with Boss. Our A spec is going to be Scoop Up Cyclone. Again, it's for bench space clearing. It's to make sure that, oh no, we have Squawkabilly and we have no use for it because it's like turn 5. Just scoop it up, get rid of it, move on. I also added a Pal Pad. I think Pal Pad's one of the great cards in the deck, or in the entire TCG right now. I think Pal Pad's one of those great cards, and not enough people use it. As a one-of, it gets your bosses back, it gets your penny back, it gets multiple different resources that are used throughout the game, supporters only, but it gets those cards back, and I think it's invaluable, but that's just me. We are using the Binding Mochi. If your Pokemon is poisoned, 40 more damage, making Okidogi hit for 300, making Munkidori hit for 230, which is a very crucial number in the TCG right now, and just keeps things rolling. That's the deck profile. Let's get into a game and see how we do. So with this deck, we kind of want to go first, but we kind of want to go second. It's a deck that is adaptable, and is very flexible in what it can and or wants to do. Going first, we're able to get more resources like energy into the discard, and we're able to potentially use our dark patches on turn 2 to get things moving, but also we can do that exact same thing. See? We can do that exact same thing going second and potentially do a lot of damage with that. Okay, going first, we're not going to worry too much. We do have a boss's orders. We will go ahead and use... okay, so we don't have our Greninja. But we do have... We don't have anything to get rid of those, and we want to keep those dark patches. We can go ahead and use the Nest Ball on our Squawkabilly. Don't necessarily like that, but we're okay with that. We have another Nest Ball. No. What do we get off the top? We got a Night Stretcher. Okay. Man, getting rid of 2 dark patches really kind of sucks, and a Night Stretcher. But we'll go ahead and Squawk and Seize to see what we can get off of this. Okay, Cobalion is worthless in this, and the Janine. So we'll go ahead and Cobalion. We'll do that. We can get our Fezandipiti going, and we can go ahead and attach to Pecharunt. And I don't mind getting rid of the Squawkabilly as a liability. And we can end our turn. With this matchup, we're going to be wanting to use Okidogi quite a bit. It's going to be able to knock out a Raging Bolt, even if it has, say, a Ancient Booster or a Bravery Charm. We're going to be able to knock it out at full health. So Okidogi's pretty important in this. Okay. He just passes. We can go ahead and use a Janine, picking those 2. In the very least, it sets us up properly. And then we're going to drop our Mew down. Okay, we got our Okidogi. I don't know what they have in their hand. It might be a pretty dead hand. They might have the they might have the fighting energy. Yeah, the fighting energy to do the damage it needs to do, but they'll only take 1 prize card. So we're not really going to worry about it. We've got the Mew for retreat. We've got a whole lot of stuff right now. Fezandipiti about to come in handy if this Munkidori does go down. We'll see how we do. Okay, just keeps drawing cards. Another Raging Bolt down. They don't have any energy and discard another Lightning Energy down. And we take the damage. Okay, we do have 1 energy, so... Okay, we've got a Heavy Ball. Let's use our Heavy Ball. What do we have in here? We do have a Radiant Greninja. I like that. Radiant Greninja down, and we can go ahead and use Mew for 2. Okay, we've got another Janine and a Pal Pad. You know, we're going to need to do it anyway, so we can do Okidogi and Munkidori. Drop those down. Okay, put that down. And we can use this to get our boss and a Janine. And unfortunately, we're going to have to pass. But that's okay. If they do get this knockout, we've got 2 energy now in the discard. That'll make 3. We'll be able to use Fezandipiti. After we use the Mew, things could be happening. We'll probably put the Radiant Greninja up. That way we can use Pecharunt to do Okidogi and keep things moving. Okay, another Teal Dance coming off of that. Drawing cards is never fun. I don't like it. We don't worry about this. We do not worry about the Raging Bolt having 300. Okidogi hits 300 as long as we can get a Binding Mochi. Earthen Vessel and Power Glass. The Power Glass will go onto the Raging Bolt. The Earthen Vessel will get rid of whatever he feels like. A Super Rod. Don't know that I'd have done that. But I also don't know what his other card is. Another Fighting Energy. He will knock out this Munkidori. It's kind of okay. Okay, gets a Billowing Thunder. He will knock out this Munkidori. Yep, all 3 off of that. Not going to worry about it. Only taking the 1 prize, and we will bring up our Radiant Greninja. Okay, another Dark Energy, and they concede. And we get the heads. We do want to go first-ish. This deck's actually kind of nice because it can choose whether to go first or second. We don't know what we're playing against, so that doesn't help us. But we do have the ability to either go first and get resources in the discard to then attack on turn 2, or we could potentially get enough resources and enough things go our way that we can attack turn 1 if we go second. But I like going first. It takes away, if they're using a stage 2, it kind of takes away their first real ability to get things going. Mew online does not help though, and we are going against a Charizard, so Cobalion will be helpful. And we'll see how things go. Would have been nice to get something else. Your turn. Let's see what we get. We get the Earthen Vessel. Okay, that's fine. We'll get rid of this to drop to there. And we can... I'd rather not attach, but we'll go ahead and end our turn. Okay, he gets the Arven. Arven will get him Buddy. Okay. Buddy, go and get a Pidgeot and a Charmander. Forest Sealstone will go down on Mini. Okay, no. Okay, so we can get rid of that Forest Sealstone pretty easily. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Putting any energy on Mew is not going to help. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of that Forest Sealstone in your hand, bud. Okay. Let's go ahead and Nest Ball. Let's get ourselves... It is our turn 2, so Squawkabilly doesn't help us. Let's go ahead and get ourselves Pecharunt. We can then use our... Ooh. Okay, hang on. Okay. Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of Janine. And we'll get rid of the Mochi. To start our Munkidori. Munkidori down. Dark Patch to Munkidori. Attach to Munkidori. And we will use our restart for 3. We get another energy and another Dark Patch. And it's not great, but we can go ahead and... We'll go ahead and pass turn. See how we do. It would have been great if one of these were the... Okay, gets another Iono. It's going to potentially help us. And... Okay. Binding Mochi. That actually does help us quite a bit. Ultra Ball. He has the Charizard online. I'm guessing. Would be the case. with how quickly he threw that Ultra Ball down, I'm guessing it's going to be Charizard. So he's got Charizard online. Rare Candy into Charizard. Charizard does knock out this Mew super easy. It already has just enough damage to do it, but then it's also weak, so it's doing double damage. So we'll see how we do. Okay, Burning Darkness knocks out the Mew. I'm not particularly happy about it, but that's okay. We are going to use the Pecharunt up front, because I think we can do Subjugating Chains this way. We can. Okay, we will go ahead and attach. We will attach the Mochi. We can do Tatsugiri. We don't have any energy in one Pokemon, so that's fine. We can go ahead and Iono. They'll still have 4, but it might not be the 4 they want. Okay. Hang on. We can cook here. We can then go get ourselves an Okidogi. We can then go ahead and use a Concealed Cards, potentially getting more stuff. Okay, that'll work, I guess. Do we want the Iono? What is our board state like? Okay. No, let's not use the Iono. Let's go ahead and get a Trekking Shoe, sure. Trekking Shoes, we're going to be able to burn through. No, we don't need the Pal Pad right now. We'll get another Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes down. Do we want the Janine? I don't know that we do. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Janine. And we'll get a Night Stretcher. Okay, so our Pokemon, just the Mew. Okay. This is fine. We'll go ahead and use Subjugating Chains. Bring up the Munkidori. And we can go ahead and Dirty Headbutt. Hits for 230. We're fine. He'll hit for 180. And that'll put it at 190. 200. We'll be okay. By damage from an attack. Okay. Okay, hits us with an Iono. Did not like his hand. And we've got some Scoop Ups. We've got some Cyclones. We've got some things moving for us. Hits for 180. 200. We're still safe for now. Okay, we got an Ultra Ball. I would like to Concealed Cards. Okay, we've got the Binding Mochi. We've got a Dark Patch onto the Okidogi. We will Scoop Up Cyclone to scoop up the Radiant Greninja and place down the Radiant Greninja. We will then Conceal Cards. Okay, Heavy Ball. What do we get out of this? We will get our Okidogi out of it, is what we will get. We will attach here. I don't know that I want to give him another 2-card liability, but if we don't switch out... Yeah, we're going to have to switch out. This Munkidori is not long for this world. How many? 2 Dark Patches? Okay, let's go ahead and get ourselves... We can guarantee... And we can do the Okidogi down. And at least we are going to get... I'd like to get the threat out of the... Oh, that's right, it can't. Okay, Subjugating Chains. We're going to have to get rid of it. That way, at least it keeps it safe. And Okidogi can take a hit. And then we will force them to have... We'll force them to have energy. With that, we'll go ahead and call it an ended turn. Okay, Clef it down. I don't know what they have. They have the boss's order. Okay. Bring up the Munkidori. That's actually okay with us. Okay, Janine's Secret. We will absolutely be using that on our Okidogis. Okidogi. Okidogi. We can then Conceal Cards. Okay, we've got a Nest Ball and Iono. We're actually pretty stoked about that. With this, we can actually attack and not have to worry about it. We are going to get the knockout. We'll take 2. It's going to be a Pecharunt and a Basic Energy. We are totally okay with that. I'm guessing would bring up the Charizard to knock out, or potentially the Cleffa. And Cleffa comes out. He'll go ahead and probably draw until he has 7, depending on what his hand is, and then we'll just end up Ionoing him into 4 again. Getting a little bit more disruption going, and then we can go from there. Okay, we have 2 energy, and we have used 2 Dark Patch. And exactly what I thought would happen. Okay, has a Night Stretcher. I don't mind using a Night Stretcher at this point to get a energy back so that we can conceal cards. Okay, the Squawk doesn't matter to us, but we will get rid of the Squawk, and we will get rid of the Nest Ball to get our Cobalion. We will attach to Okidogi, and we will just Iono, bringing them back down to 4. Okay, we have another Binding Mochi and another Dark Patch to throw it down here. We have Penny for next turn. We can Penny up this Munkidori potentially. It's an option. But I'm actually pretty okay with waiting to end our turn. What we will probably do, actually, is Penny up the Radiant Greninja to put Fezandipiti down. Okay, brings Charizard out. Not going to worry about anything. Does bring out this Okidogi. Okay. So that's 240. Unless he has a damage modifier, he will be hitting us for 240. We're okay with that. We can go ahead and Penny up the Tatsugiri to drop down Fezandipiti. And they'll concede. Kind of knew where we were going with this, and knew that he wasn't really going to have a whole lot. And there you go. The Loyal 3 had a couple concedes, which I would have liked to have seen us be able to knock some stuff out and kind of keep rolling on that Charizard. I think we had game with that Charizard. We would have brought up either brought up the Munkidori, probably not because it would have knocked itself out, but we would have brought up the other Okidogi, knocked it out, and just kind of kept rolling from there. Obviously, we kept disrupting with the Iono, which is always fantastic. And that's it. I liked the Penny in this. It's additional pick it up. It's additional, let's clear some bench space and keep things moving forward. I don't know that I would change anything. I can say this. So far, I think going second is probably preferable. But that's kind of a decision you make while you're playing the game. It's a decision that you make at the moment. It's not necessarily something you make ahead of time, like, oh, every time I'm going to take second. But overall, I think second works a little bit better. I know in all of our games we went first, so that's kind of helpful there. Squawkabilly can be a hindrance, especially when you have a pretty decent hand and you got to get use out of it. Or you have a decent hand with the exception of not being able to put down more Pokemon. Squawkabilly can be a hindrance, but that's kind of the volatility of Squawkabilly. It's kind of the thing you kind of just have to deal with. If I were to add anything, maybe Baby Munkidori to move damage counters to kind of help. But a lot of the time so far what I've seen is that you're not going to be able to use it because your Pokemon are just going to get knocked out. They don't have a ton of HP. And later in the games, we're not going to be able to start really getting the damage moved how we need it. If anything, I could see potentially going with Brute Bonnet to poison them, and then you can use the Perilous Jungle. But yeah, I don't know. I think this list is probably the list that I would run in real life. It's probably the list that I would keep, and I would just learn this deck even better and figure it out from there. The 10 games I've played with it so far, I like this list. Would I take it to a cup? Yeah. Would I take it to a challenge? Yeah. Would I take it to Baltimore in September? Probably not. Would I take it to Worlds? No. No, I would not. I would not take this to Worlds. But it is a deck that I would play. It's something I would definitely play at locals. If you want to mess with your friends, or if you know the matchups are good, we can go from there. It looks like it's a varied weakness on these Pokemon, mostly fighting on the Loyal 3, but you don't know what is going to be available and what's going to be hitting you hard. Other than that, I don't think I'd change anything. Like I said, if you would, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things that help me continue to put out decks like this. And with that, have fun, stay safe, I love you, bye.